Hello! Tonight I have a friend's birthday party to go to, so I thought I would do my makeup with you. I don't think I'm going to go too over the top because my dress is pretty over the top already. I don't think I need too much more help, but I would like to clean things up at least a little bit. I'm going to start by putting my hair at least a little bit out of my face. Then I'm going to put on Professional as my primer, just a little bit through the T-zone and across the forehead. For foundation, I'm going to use what has been my favorite combination lately. I've been taking the Pro Glow from L'Oreal with the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Cover. Is that what this is called? Remarkable Full Cover Foundation. Because this one is just a little bit too dark for me, but I love how light and sheer and glowy it is. And then this one is a little bit too light for me, but it's really heavy and very full coverage. So I feel like if I mix these two together, I end up with a pretty decent color match, and it has a little bit of the sheerness from, oh, I dropped my beauty blender. That's fine. It keeps a little bit of the sheerness from the L'Oreal, but then it gets a little bit of extra coverage from the full cover. I'm going to take just a little bit of this down my neck as well, across my chest, just to get rid of any redness that's there, and to make sure that if this oxidizes a little bit, it's not too stark a contrast. Next, I'm going to go in with Dip Brow. I'm going to get some of it on my brush. And then I mostly work out of the cap from here to make sure that there's not too much on my brush at once. I have been keeping my brows pretty natural looking. I haven't really been tweezing them a whole lot. Mostly I've just been trying to keep them in a decent shape, but then like the tail I let stay just about as bushy as it wants. Because on a lot of days I'm not wearing much of anything, maybe a little bit of gel, and that way it looks way better. Take a spoolie with no product on it and run it through there, just to make sure there's nothing too blocky. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of clear brow gel. The only one I have right now is this one from Steely Style in their Brow Duo. It has a pencil on the other side. It's nice for really low maintenance makeup days. I'm going to use my Too Faced Shadow Insurance, tap that all over my eyes. And by eyes, I mean eyelids. I'm going to bring it in this way too. And I haven't put concealer on yet, so I think I'm going to tap just a little bit of it, kind of what's left, right there. I just had to take this contact out and put it back in. Hopefully it's going to be okay. Also, I failed to film me taking this shade in Latte from Steely Style and running it through my crease from here in pretty lightly, feathery, with my Sephora Pro Crease 10 brush. I'll go ahead and pretend like I'm doing it again now for your benefit. And then I'm going to take the Steely Style pigment in Painted Desert, which is a little more fallout-y. And I'm going to kind of follow that same shape, but after I go up, I'm not going to go in as far. And I'm going to take this one in a little more of a C shape and connect it down to my lash line. Yes, I'm making stupid eyeshadow faces. And I'm going to start feathering it just a little bit more toward the center of my lid. Now that most of it's gone from my brush, I'm going to pull it just a little bit farther in the crease, but it's not going to do very much since there's not much on my brush. So obviously that makes a huge difference. This is one of those really beautiful warm shades that everyone is so into right now, but I don't feel like it goes too red at all on me. I really like it. To be totally honest, this next step I would usually skip, but I'm going out, so why not? I'm going to take the darkest brown in Double Shot on this pencil brush and just sketch it sort of on this line, like where I would put a wing, because I don't think I'm going to put on a wing liner. I don't know, haven't decided. But I think this will help define it without being quite so heavy-handed about it. I barely touch the skin with this, so I really do a lot of the blending even with just this pencil brush. And I'm going to pull it just back along the lash line about halfway across my eye. I'm going to take Latte one more time, which was sort of the first darker brown shade that I took after just the skin tone shade, and just over the edges of all of that, try and meld it together. Now for the exciting part, I'm going to take this from L'Oreal, their Infallible eyeshadow, in Amber Rush, which has had cult status for a very long time. I'm going to take it on my finger and just pat it over that inner part that I left untouched earlier. If you wanted to be really extra, you could put down like glitter glue first, but I'm not going to be that insane about it, I guess. I'm going to focus most of it on the inner part, and then as there's less on my finger, start just tapping it into like this quarter. So really heavy on the first 2 quarters, pretty light on the second, and then nothing out on that last fourth of the eye where that super dark brown is. It's so pretty. This has seriously been like my go-to eyeshadow. You know, a little less depth in the outer corner on an average day, but I love this shape and I love this color combo. It is finally time to do my concealer. I have put a little bit of IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye in the light shade on the back of my hand. And I'm going to squeeze the tip of my Beauty Blender. See if I can get that to look all right under here. Take a large round fluffy brush, run it over there a couple times, make sure that it's blended well. I freaking love this concealer. I think it's magical. It is a little on the thick side, so if you don't like thick concealers, definitely don't wear it, but yeah. I'm going to finish my skin before I finish my mascara, and just for a little bit of extra coverage, because I'm still having a little bit of redness happening here, I'm going to take my Kat Von D powder foundation, Lock-It powder foundation on a large fluffy brush, so it won't give me a lot of coverage, but you know, maybe just a little tiny bit, and it will also help control any oil. A little bit of contouring just in case there are any flash photos that I don't want to make me look like a moon. So this is the Sephora contour powder in Tranquil, and when I do this, I lose a little bit of my neck right here, so I'm right under my jawbone. I'm not trying to change the shape of my face. I just don't want to lose it quite as fast in case I'm laughing in an unflattering way. And then just a little bit of bronzing around the contours, the very edges of my face. This is Sephora Los Cabos, especially up here around my hairline. I have like this giant square forehead. And then I'm going to bring that in over my contour just a little bit to warm things up. And I think I'm not going to wear blush, so this way there's still a little bit of color in my face. So this is a much bigger brush. It's kind of covering the blush / contour parts of my face, so I'm getting a little bit of color as well. I don't want anything too glittery for my highlight, so I'm going to use this duo from Steely Style in You Glow Girl. I don't want to use, I have a couple Becca highlights, and I have soft lights from Smashbox. I feel like they end up looking a little glittery, and this one's a little less obvious. Mascara and lips is all I have left, which is good because I'm supposed to leave in 10 minutes. I'm going to curl my lashes. This is an old as heck Sephora lash curler. For mascara, I'm going to use the Tarteist mascara. I'm not going to skimp on my lower lashes either. What is a look without mascara? What? Why? How? How can anyone do eyeshadow without mascara? Okay, lips I want to be pretty minimal because this is actually a little bit flashier of an eyeshadow. At least it is noticeable, and again, the boobage is happening. So I'm going to take Lolita 2, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit just a little bit right in the middle, and then with my finger, just smudge that out over all my lips, so I can get all the way to the edges. But I'm keeping the line pretty blurry. I'm taking a piece of tissue. So now it looks super natural, almost like I just have really extra pigmented lips tonight or something, because this is very close to my natural lip color actually. I think I might put just a little bit of this Buxom Bold Gel Lipstick in Poison Nectar just over the middle. It's a little lighter. Oh, it feels so good though. Okay, it's going over the whole thing. Not very much though, I'm just kind of tapping it. I really love this lipstick, but it does eventually, if I wear it on its own, leave that white crusty stuff in the middle of my mouth, which is really annoying. But it wears really well as a topper like this on top of a liquid lipstick. So that is my look all done, and you can see why I went with such warm tones, because I decided to go with a very eye-catching piece of statement jewelry, which I bought in Hawaii like 5 years ago and never have an opportunity to wear it because it's so over the top. But the whole dress is just black and very sleek, so I feel like this is the time to wear it. So this is my current version of party makeup. It's definitely not over the top. It could be if you wanted it to be. You know, you could put a big wing on it. You could do an over-the-top exaggerated lipstick or whatever, but I don't really want to deal with all of that, so instead, this is where I am. It's really just my daily makeup pumped up a notch. Not that you've seen my daily makeup recently, but there you go. thanks for hanging out with me this whole time. It was really fun to be back, and I will see you again soon. Bye, guys.